the more we do, the more people can see it.
To combine the animal world and filmmaking, yeah, it would be an ultimate dream at the end of the day.
And nobody really prints anymore. But when you walk into someone's house and you see this amazing picture up on the wall.
What's left on the cave wall is how we remember our history. It's how we depict what happened. It's the vases that were left over. It's the mosaics that we find. That's how we know what was in fashion. That's how we know what the materials they were using to paint, to sculpt.
Jazz and modern were my happy places. They're the place that my body felt most at home.
I've transformed wanting to do an interesting painting to now capturing emotion and telling a story.
The reality that I'm not as fast as I want to be. I spent easily 240 hours trying to do some animation, and even that much time was nowhere near enough.
My name is Wade Blundell. I'm owner-operator of Blundell Metalworks here in Grande Prairie. I started this company 4 years ago. In this town there's a lot of welders and fabricators. They're amazing trade, they're amazing people. But I knew this town needed something different. I do a lot of metal models, replica machines. For the most part, Grande Prairie, I do have a decent-sized customer base for that. The majority of my models will go to the States, Australia, New Zealand, South America, slowly reaching into Europe. Four years ago, I quit in the oil fields, in the structural side of things. To be honest, it was boring. I enjoyed watching young apprentices turn into journeyman welders and branch out and start their own thing. It was big, it was large, everything was heavy welding. That I never enjoyed. It was a hard one to say. I've always been creative. I've always liked to draw, design, or redesign something. And taking it to metal, I found was easier than wood. I've always worked around machinery, from logging, a background growing up as a kid, going out with my dad on the coast, seeing machinery, coming home as a kid and drawing it. Played a lot of Legos, so metal would be the best way to show that. And I get better every time I do one. It's an industrial town, and this isn't an artsy town. It isn't. This is an industrial, this is where it starts, this is where it ends. You have, everywhere you go, there's someone wearing a hard hat and work boots. And it's not a rough town. There's a lot of people here that have amazing talents. They can't get to them because maybe they're stuck in their job that they have to work there. They have to do that. This was a hobby. Like 10 years ago, I was doing this in and out throughout. And it became a career. This is what my brain looks like. This desk, this bench. It's scattered with all sorts of funny parts and pieces. I know where every part goes. Like that D10 behind you, there's over 200 parts in it. And 60 of them are handmade. Well, that doesn't seem like a lot. But those 60 parts you can't do on a CNC machine. It's not fun doing it by hand. So yes, you take that's the way you draw the line. Is it art or is it production when you throw a CNC machine in there? And I have had conversations with people on Instagram. They build models, but they don't do this. And they say, well, it's cheating. It's a lot harder to do it with a CNC because you need to know how to draw, cut, run the machine. And I have no excuse not to make them look cool if I can do it on a machine. So it does help because I do have drawings for every machine I've ever drawn. And I can just now press go. I still have to put it together. So there are some secrets. That's the fun. That's what I enjoy. Learning new processes, finding different ways. When people ask, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. Just do. I do know. I don't tell. Right now, I'm building the truck. It's a T800 Kenworth. I don't cut all the parts at once. Sometimes they just don't work out, so you have to go back to the drawing board. I have built probably 100 T800 Kenworths. Some people think it's a Lego kit. It's not a Lego kit. Everyone is different. Every piece is just a little different and a little custom. So I'm shocked that my fingerprints have grown back, or anyone's fingerprints. You burn them off and they grow back. And as my fingers get meaner looking, it's harder to hold these parts. Clearance lights. Yeah, they're rivets, but for the untrained eye, or the guy that drives a truck, he'll accept those. It's art, right? It is art. I'm learning to say it's art. It's art to say it's art. What else do you, what kind of class do you put it in? This is art. And I get teased all the time, where's your scarf and French cigarette? I don't wear that. I'm a fabricator. I literally burn my fingerprints off to get those little parts. And I enjoy that. I look at the end of the day, look at my hands, and I think, I built something cool today. And it shows, and it hurts. But tomorrow's a new day, and I love coming back. It's embarrassing. I do look back at pictures, and I giggle. And I thought, wow, they were amazing then. But the more tools you get, the better you are, and the more efficient you are. So that's the thing, you don't want to be too efficient with metal or with art. And then it's not art. It becomes a product. And I don't want that. My office is at my plasma table, where I draw, design, and build everything. I guess it's the wow factor. I like it when people go, what the heck is that? This is a 22-inch pipe, which is weird. This actually came from another job. I needed a desk to protect me, to tell you the truth, from sparks from the machine I was running. So one morning I came to work, I'm like, this is it, I'm doing it, whatever. I cut out this big plate, 5/8 thick plate. It looks like a barbecue. People always think it's a barbecue. And so I would hide my computer in here and the sparks would be doing its thing there, and it's more protection than anything. You think I would fix my seat? It's a fabricating welding shop. So like I said, I've outgrown it. It fills up with railings to range hoods to furniture, and then the next day it's gone, and then it's empty, and we learn to make this work, the room we have, the space we have. So that one day that when I do have a 10-bay shop and 40 welders and fabricators, we'll know what to do with every square inch. I'm afraid to get there because I've been in shops where there's 80 guys and it's production and no one has any drive to get to work, to come to work. And many, many times I failed as a boss, as a supervisor, to get guys to come to work, to girls, guys, to enjoy, to have passion, to even if it's welding 10,000 plates to this 10,000 beams, because that's what it was. You lose that. And why are you coming to work? Why'd you go to school to do this? Then fight and go look for that job or chase your dream or passion. That's what I'm afraid of losing. You can't build 15 sculptures in a week and call it art. What I have built for some people, I've built a few headstones, tombstones. This person walked in and she said she's been looking for someone like me for quite a while, for many years, ever since her daughter died. And putting her vision on a piece of paper, smaller piece of paper, building what she wanted, brought closure to her and her husband on their daughter. She was very young. So, and she comes in often now, and this was 2 years ago, and we've become friends, and it's interesting. And I like that. That stands out, days like that. They're not jobs, they're, I don't know what you would call that. I never thought I would be doing this. I never thought I could. You spend 12 to 14 hours a day here. You better enjoy it. And then you better start charging. This morning, I was staring at the clouds going, I can't believe I'm still doing this. And no, I'm not making millions, but I will be. I guarantee you that. I don't give up. I can't. I'm this far.